Hey everyone, I have a few serious questions for you. Have you ever wondered what happened next after the end of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Or what came next after the spin-off Angel? I promise, this universe has so much more to offer beyond what we saw on TV. But first, let's take a look back at where the story left off in Buffyverse on screen. Season 7 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer centered around yet another massive, truly apocalyptic threat. And honestly, it was terrifying. But amidst all the chaos, we also witnessed a new era in Buffy and Spike's relationship, now that he was a vampire with a soul.
I believe in you, Spike.
This arc ended with Buffy finally accepting not just her feelings for Spike,
I love you.
but her identity as the Slayer. It was absolutely epic.
I am the law.
The climax caught us off guard. Buffy's own friends had turned their backs on her.
What, suddenly you're all acting like you can't trust me? Is that why you sent Spike away? To ambush me? You can't be a part of it. I need you to leave.
If we are honest, it was Spike's unexpected sentimentality and heartfelt speech that truly saved the situation, inspiring Buffy to keep fighting until the very end.
You're a hell of a woman. You're the one, Buffy.
Buffy fought alone to secure a magical, mysterious scythe that could change everything.
Do you see this? This may actually help me fight my war. This might be the key to everything. And the reason I'm holding it is because of you. Because of the strength that you gave me last night.
Then Willow activated a new source of magical energy, awakening the power of every potential Slayer across the world, and the Chosen One changed the course of history. In the final battle, we tragically lost Anya and Spike, but Spike's soul channeled through that mysterious amulet from Wolfram and Hart, the one Angel had given to Buffy, burned through the Hellmouth like sunlight, destroying every last demon. And with that final sacrifice, Spike knocked down the Sunnydale sign and became a true champion. Meanwhile, Buffy shed the burden of being the one and only Chosen and began a new chapter in the lives of the Slayers. But after the TV show ended, the Buffyverse continued its story through other projects, including the final 5th season of the spin-off Angel and a series of comic books. In the show Angel, Spike's soul returned as a ghost bound to the demonic law firm Wolfram and Hart, the heart of evil in Los Angeles, which was now run by Angel's team. For Spike, it wasn't just something to joke about. He also had moments of genuine concern. However, Angel dreamed of destroying the evil company from within by leading Wolfram and Hart. Predictably, he ended up trapped in his own game.
You've made a deal with the devil.
You're being a little over-dramatic.
At the same time, Angel found a new love interest after Darla and Cordelia, a werewolf girl, but honestly, many fans weren't quite ready for that. The storyline with Cordelia broke many fans' hearts, considering how tragically she left us. First, she was possessed by the supernatural force Jasmine. Then came her brief romance with Angel's son, followed by a coma. And finally, her last day on Earth with Angel.
I am lost without you.
Angel, there are no people like us.
Based on the timeline, Spike grew closer to Fred, who helped him recover his physical form. Even so, their plan failed. Spike's full restoration came through a mysterious package from old enemies at Wolfram and Hart. While Spike was working with Angel's team, he also began investigating a new case called Mosaic, supposedly a rehabilitation clinic for supernatural beings. In reality, Mosaic turned out to be a high-security prison. Spike ended up trapped inside, and unexpectedly, he had a fearsome reputation as the boogeyman. Prisoners told scary stories about him. That's where Spike had his own team for the first time, including Beta George and Beck. Together, they helped bring down the Mosaic regime. Beck played a meaningful role in Spike's life. She truly admired the vampire who fought to win back his soul. Team Spike wasn't a constant like Angel Investigations or the Scoobies. Their missions came in bursts with long gaps in between. Besides Spike's adventures, the final season of Angel was intense and devastating for Angel himself. He actually lost almost his entire team. After Doyle's death, Cordelia, one of the original main cast from season 1, also died. Sadly, Wesley died too, and Fred was gone as well, replaced by Illyria, a completely new character. Angel distanced himself and even altered his son's memories, of course, for his own good. By the way, Gunn was seriously wounded right before the final battle. The heavy drama was softened by the funny dynamic between Angel and Spike, who reflected on their past throughout the season. One of the best moments, in my opinion, was in episode 20, where both characters traveled to Rome looking for Buffy. They believed she was dating the Immortal, a supernatural old enemy of both Angel and Spike. The explanation for this romance came later in season 8 of the comics. Buffy was never actually with the Immortal and wasn't even in Rome. She had a few doppelgangers as cover. The fate of another fake Buffy was much worse. She sacrificed herself in a battle with a demon. Sure, the real Buffy didn't step away from the fight by choosing a normal life. In fact, her role became even more important. She was responsible for overseeing 500 Slayers and their training. In total, there were about 1,800 Slayers. The squads included Andrew's team in Italy, Robin's in Cleveland, Rona's in Chicago, and Violet's in New York City. Buffy also still cared for Sister, who had dated thrice-wise. Her ex cursed her, which made her change forms, first as a giant, then a centaur, and even a doll. After Anya's death, Xander took a break and spent some time in Africa before reuniting with Dracula. Falling under his thrall again, they lived together in Transylvania for a while. Buffy wanted to free her friend, but the enchanted Xander remained loyal to his master and tried to resist them. Eventually, Dracula admitted that Xander belonged with his friends and let him go. Clearly, the world of the comics gave the Buffyverse creators much more space to explore their ideas.
I will serve you, your excellent spookiness. Or master, I'll just stick with master.
Anyway, season 8 started in Scotland, where the Scoobies reached a new level, with 10 Slayer squads under their command. By the way, one of these squads appeared in the final season of Angel, when Buffy sent Andrew on a mission, because she no longer trusted Angel due to his connection with Wolfram and Hart.
I'll just clear this with Buffy.
Where do you think my orders came from? Nobody in our camp trusts you anymore. You work for Wolfram and Hart. We're not on the same side.
The command center was managed by Xander in a watcher-like role, while Giles had returned to London, where he worked with Faith, trying to stop an evil Slayer's plan against Buffy. Faith's arc was disappointing. After supposedly choosing the path of good in Buffy's season 7, she was once again consumed by aggression during a fight with Buffy, whom she literally tried to drown. Of course, everyone stopped in time, and they forgave each other. Faith's redemption arc was still open. During dangerous missions, the Scooby team encountered a mysterious new symbol that seemed to haunt them. Giles focused on studying its meaning, while new threats came from the government. As usual, the government feared what they didn't understand and saw Buffy's Slayer army as pure evil. They believed the Slayers followed their own ideology, fueled by dark magic, and warned that if the Slayers kept winning wars, their demon nature would push them to keep killing. So, the government decided to fight this evil using Buffy's old enemies.
You don't want this. You're not a bad person, not like me.
Yes, Warren turned out to be alive. Kinda alive. Amy had saved him, and the two began a wild and rather strange romance. These crazy lovers were now out for revenge on Willow. But Willow was no helpless victim. She had become even stronger since the end of the show, and her role in the fight against evil was more important than ever. Still, demons inside her haunted her. Willow believed that by resurrecting Buffy back in season 6, she had doomed Tara to die, and now she feared that Kennedy might suffer the same fate. Because of Amy, Buffy fell under a sleeping spell that could only be broken by a kiss from someone who truly loved her. Here came a new romantic interest, the Slayer Satsu. She kissed Buffy, breaking the curse and waking her up. That marked the beginning of a brief relationship, one Buffy later called a phase, especially after she admitted feelings for Xander. Yes, you heard that right. Xander's old high school dream had finally come true, but it was too late. He had already started a relationship with another Slayer, Renee, who tragically died. Later, the new canon introduced a romantic storyline between Xander and Dawn, so of course Buffy was rejected. But that wasn't the main problem in Buffy's life. Her army of Slayers was under attack. The secret behind the mysterious symbol was finally uncovered. It was the signature mark of the season's main antagonist, Twilight. The identity of this masked villain was only revealed near the finale. It turned out to be our noble vampire, Angel, the real Angel, not Angelus. So, obviously, he and some members of his team had survived the epic battle after the final episode of Angel's 5th season. But Gunn wasn't so lucky. He had become a vampire and Angel's mortal enemy. Los Angeles had been dragged into a hell dimension, where Angel shifted between human and vampire again. He tamed a dragon that fought by his side. Angel called out for Cordelia in his delirium, and the dragon took that as its new name. By the way, Cordelia never fully disappeared from the Buffyverse. Her spirit lingered, still part of Angel's life in one way or another. Spike and Illyria were separated and went through their own difficult journeys. Spike was even captured by demons. One of them had an intimate relationship with him, while he was tortured for weeks. Illyria helped destroy the main enemy who had kept a nest of demons under mind control. After the battle, she kissed Spike and told him that she must be his top priority. In the Hell dimension, Illyria faced new danger because she was still able to revert to the personality and appearance of Fred. During those moments, Spike stood by her and protected her. For her long-term safety, Illyria needed to stay in her combat form. The presence of demon women whom she didn't trust kept her constantly on edge. Spike kept up the Playboy image by surrounding himself with a harem of demon women, his so-called Spikeettes, at Hugh Hefner's old mansion, where he ruled as the Lord of Beverly Hills. But in truth, he and Illyria secretly worked together to protect the people of the city. Others on Angel's team were also involved in the larger war. The ghost of Wesley continued to watch Illyria in Hell, and Angel's son Connor fought as a warrior in this underworld conflict, aiding the team of heroes. Lorne chose a more isolated path, but he still found purpose, protecting those who needed him most. Angel, meanwhile, continued to receive troubling prophecies and reflected on the Shanshu. Fortunately, the spirit of Cordelia showed up just in time to guide Angel the right way. In the crucial battles, the whole team stood together against the forces of evil. When Angel finally realized how to save Los Angeles and return it to Earth from Hell, time was reversed to the final alley scene from season 5. Dragon Cordelia and Illyria destroyed the demonic army, with Spike's and Angel's support. They brought Gunn to the hospital. In this storyline, he didn't become a vampire. After all that chaos, it's terrifying how Angel stayed obsessed with the idea of being the great martyr in every prophecy he encountered. That mindset never really left him, and he kept serving the powers that be. And of course, Whistler. Whistler kind of predicted how Buffy and Angel were losing against the coming darkness. Yet another deadly, inevitable threat. And the key to winning was Twilight. To me, that's a total mess. What was Angel's motivation to trust these half-demons of balance? I have no idea. Paranoid as ever, Whistler pursued what he called evolution and convinced Angel to direct Buffy toward ultimate power at any cost. So Angel had to make a choice. Whose side was he really on, Buffy's or the world's? In the end, he chose the latter and put on a mask. After everything that had happened in Los Angeles, Spike decided to walk away from Angel investigations and put his own team back together once again. He ended up in Las Vegas. There, he teamed up with Willow and even a Cordelia dragon. Their biggest threat in Vegas turned out to be Drusilla's lover, who attempted to steal Spike's soul. In a shocking twist, Spike did lose his soul, but made the epic choice of a true champion. He chose to give it to Drusilla, hoping it might bring her peace. But it quickly became clear her mind couldn't handle the weight of guilt that came with it, and even without his soul, Spike didn't become a monster. He stayed kind, which once again proved how far he had come. Willow performed the ritual that restored his soul and gave him important news. Buffy now knows he is alive. She had apparently been researching the amulet, trying to understand what had happened after the collapse of Sunnydale. Willow was ready to tell Buffy about Spike's latest heroic actions, but Spike rejected the idea. In the end, she brought Drusilla to Mosaic for healing. Meanwhile, Angel, under the name Twilight, led his anti-Slayer army. He united Buffy's enemies like Amy and Warren, as well as human members of the United States Armed Forces, such as General Vaughn and Riley Finn. The latter had been a double agent for Buffy.
Were you always this tall?
But something's come up, something big. We don't have much time.
My hat has a cow.
While researching the full context for this video, I discovered an incredible new universe. I was really impressed by Spike's characters and his role in the Buffyverse. I would love to see a few screen adaptations someday. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.